Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. It is only a couple of days until the New Year's. More importantly than that though, a couple of days until the transfer window opens. So, it's heating up. As you'd expect, Newcastle United are getting linked left, right and centre to many different players. So we're going to run through some of the top headlines today, with some of them having some good concrete evidence and interest in those players, especially the young centre-back from Lens, and we're going to have a look into just who he is and why the team want to sign him instead of maybe Mark Gahey. So switching targets there at centre-back, what's going on with right wing, we're going to get another striker, but let's start off with a goalkeeper, because we haven't got enough of them at the club, have we? Yeah, there's only 16 of them, aging from everything from 16 to 66. Big up John Ruddy. But obviously Nick Pope, our number one, is injured at the minute and has been replaced by Martin Dubravka, who, to be fair to him, has stepped up in recent weeks, only conceding one goal in his 4 appearances since Pope's injury. Now, obviously, some of them have been against Ipswich and Leicester, where we've just absolutely steamrolled them. It's not like he's had loads of shots to deal with, but at times, in our games, he has pulled off some good saves. You know, credit to him. You know, Dubravka, he looked well past it. After he came at the team last season, he was hopeless. But credit to him, at 35, is he now? He's stepped up in the last few weeks because he obviously wants a bit of that Saudi cash. Don't worry, do you know what I mean? Tyson Fury special. So he's obviously still linked with Al-Shabaab. That move is meant to still be happening in January, even after impressing and Eddie Housine, who doesn't want to lose him, doesn't want to lose a goalkeeper and all that. Well, yeah, he's going to have to go for me. I mean, in terms of letting him go, letting him off the books, we've got many goalkeepers. Surely Vladidomos can come in unless we can get rid of him instead in January while Pope recovers. And more importantly, a new goalkeeper can come in, because if you get another one out off the books, you know, Ruddy, Gillespie, they're all out of contract next year, Dubravka. So, listen, like I said, Martin's done well since he came in, but Pope will be back soon, and it's time to look towards the future. And Newcastle United today have been linked with Kelleher from Liverpool. I would absolutely love this signing. I think this would be a great deal for the two. And apparently, Kelleher is very keen on it himself, pointing my laptop there. You can't see that. But I'll read this article in a minute where they're talking about him being very much in favour of a move to Newcastle. Kelleher has made it no secret that he wants to leave Liverpool at the end of the season, because Liverpool have made it no secret that they are not going to play him as their number one. They have Alisson, he's coming back now. They have Mamadashvili, who I really wanted the two to sign last summer, from Valencia, who went straight back on loan to them, but he'll be at Anfield in the summer. Alisson will still be there, and even if he wasn't, you know, they brought in Mamadashvili to be that number one. Kelleher wants first team football. Liverpool can't guarantee them that. The Magpies can, and I'm telling you, seeing Kelleher, and I know he obviously made a bit of a blunder for the game against the Toon a couple of weeks back at St James's for that last one for Shaw's equaliser, but he is an all-round solid goalkeeper, and still a very good age as well. 25, is he? Let's put the specs on so I can actually read that. 25 at the minute, Kelleher, you know, representing Ireland and doing a class job in the Premier League for Liverpool week in, week out now, pretty much. His only mistake has really been against us, to be fair, so he would be a quality signing. Let's see what reports coming out of Liverpool have said. That the 25-year-old is very keen on regular game time and he's ready to leave the club, and Newcastle United are very interested in securing his signature. It remains to be seen whether a deal can be done because of how much Liverpool might want for him, but Newcastle are interested in getting this one over the line to sign the Irish keeper. Kelleher is likely to cost a substantial amount of money, and Liverpool will not let him leave for cheap. He could prove to be a solid acquisition for the Magpies, as they need to bring in keepers to upgrade on Pope and Dubravka. So Kelleher would improve Newcastle. He would be quality for us. We know he's a lot better with his distribution and his feet than Nick Pope is. That's one thing I've liked about Dubravka since he's came back in, you know, from the back, playing out a lot more comfortable than Pope. Pope's a great shot stopper, a great old school goalkeeper, but in the modern game, Kelleher is very much suited to how Eddie Howe and Newcastle want to play. It says here Kelleher does have a lot of interest from around Europe, specifically Serie A. So does he want to go to Italy? Does he want to come to Tyneside? Only one option there, isn't there? So we'll see him in the Toon soon. That would be very good. Listen, very good. I would like Kelleher at Newcastle. Now, are Newcastle planning a bit of a raid on Merseyside here or what? Because not just Liverpool, we're looking at the blue side as well. Everton, the Toffees, yet again, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is linked to Newcastle United. We know Eddie Howe's a fan of him. He's tried to sign him in the past. He's ranted and raved about him before. We tried to get him even last summer for Newcastle, but the fee was crazy. Because of FFP, we're both setting off high standards, you know, just like we've got Vlachodimos, to be fair, from Forest, paying 20 odd million, ridiculous, but it's all just a loophole. Like, when they got Elliot Anderson from us, we had to give them big money to them, so it's just mental, man. It's stupid the way it works. But this is one where it wouldn't be the 35 million that was rejected last summer from Everton for Newcastle. This will be a lot lower since his deal does run out in the summer. Calvert-Lewin contract expires at Goodison Park in just a few months' time, so will they be looking to cash in on him, on the striker, the England striker, I was going to say. He has played for the Three Lions before, but not very recently. It's a sticky one with Calvert-Lewin, it really is, because I really didn't like the idea of it last summer. But at the minute, I'm still not a huge fan. But there is something in it where I wouldn't be massively angry. I mean, I'm not really in favour of it. I'll be real with you, as always. I'll say it how it is. And I'm not particularly interested in saying Calvert-Lewin. But if we did, and he obviously is going to come in as a second or third choice striker now, with Callum Wilson being out there and Asula. Calvert-Lewin's got a lot of experience, so Asula could learn off him as well as Isak. And Calvert-Lewin could step up for 20 minutes off the bench in most games, as a plan B as well, Big height, big player, strong. And he's looked like back to his athletic self, to be fair to him this season. He's had that injury record that weighs over him where people will constantly slate him and say he's a sick note and that. To be fair to him, he's worked hard on his fitness. He's looked strong and quicker this year. And he has been playing 17 times for the Toffees this season, but he has only got 2 goals for them. But let's be real, Sean Dyche's team don't score many goals or create many chances. So, listen, Calvert-Lewin is a squad player rotation. It wouldn't be the worst signing, but I'd rather look elsewhere, to be honest with you. Let's do another one where we'll look for a younger, hungry striker from abroad, or, would be linked with Koulibaly from PSG, or other young strikers that he could try and coach, like we're doing with Asula, but maybe someone who's got a bit more reputation about him. Yeah, I mean, I'm not massively in favour of Calvert-Lewin, I'll be real, but at the same time, I could see it there if you got a cut price deal, if you got him for, 10 million or something, contract's running out, 15 million max, something like that, I don't know, this day and age, and as a squad player, a different option off the bench and that, it wouldn't be the worst idea, but it doesn't really get us too excited heading into January. Now then, does this one get you excited? The centre-back that has been linked to Newcastle instead of Mark Guéhi. Have we moved on from Guéhi? Have we moved on after the ridiculous transfer struggle with him last summer where 60, 70 million pound was getting rejected? Are we saying F you to Palace now and moving on with other targets? Well, yeah, I could see that happening because Mitchell's made no secret of it that we'll want to try and sign younger, hungrier players from Europe who have sell-on value or who we can increase and coach and get better, who've got potential and we're going to realise it. And that's the way it is in this FFP, PSR bullshit world. That's the kind of thing we have to do. Now, can you go get someone for 20, 30 million, a centre-back, and mould them instead of doing a Mark Guéhi for 50, 60 million? I think that's going to be happening, and that's what's linked at the tune at the minute. You're thinking what we've done with Lewis Hall in particular, and what we've done with Anthony Gordon, who at the time 40 million, that's an absolute steal now, isn't it? So at the minute, we are very heavily linked with Abdukodir Khusanov, the Lens defender, the young lad there in League 1 who's made 13 appearances for Lens this season, the Uzbekistan international, very highly rated 20-year-old. And just a few hours ago, Leeds United have had an offer rejected in the region of 20 million euros, according to several reports. A 17 million pounds bid, 20 million euros, has been launched to Lens for their defender Khusanov, and it's expected to be rejected any minute now, to be fair. So when this video comes out, it might be rejected. But there is loads of interest in Khusanov, who was called a monster in articles just a few months ago when Spurs and Chelsea and the rest of them were linked with him. But Newcastle are very, very interested in him. Mitchell is making him one of his priority targets for the winter window, according to these reports. And obviously, Mitchell knows France very well, as he spent time at Monaco as their sporting director. And that's why we brought Mitchell in. His wealth of contacts, his experience around Europe and dealing in that continent is only going to help us reach these sort of targets that you'd want to get and players that are highly rated and are wanted by several clubs. So the French club are willing to listen to offers. They're rejecting that one from Leeds because they value him in the region of 25 to 30 million euros. So if you can get him for about 25, 30 million euros, with the French club eager to cash in on their prized asset, that'll do us very nicely. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a clue who this bloke was. I have never heard of him. I don't watch the French league. You think I've got time for that? Especially at the minute, moving house. That's why the background's boring. But, we'll sort it out soon. But Khusanov, He's very highly rated. After reading about him, he developed through Bunyatko's academy. He spent time in the Belarusian top flight before being bought by Lens only last summer of 2023, last year. He was a sporadic squad player in his debut campaign in France, but now the 20-year-old has become an undisputed starter for Lens this term, and he's caught the eye of a plethora of top clubs. So Tottenham are interested, Newcastle are interested, Leeds have made a bid with their championship. He's obviously going to want to come to the big time. So they're holding out for a substantial fee, but even there will be a lot of interest from other teams this winter and in the summer as well. He's got a real keen eye for a fantastic pass, the kind of one we see Fabian Shaw make, the diagonals. He's very, very strong. You didn't get the name Munster for any reason, do you? And he's a beast at the back, but also technically good. Like I say, that range of passing, but very strong, very passionate, aggressive. So he ticks all the boxes for a centre-back. Now, I don't know about this one. Like I say, I've never actually seen him with my own eyes, apart from a 3-minute clip on YouTube where anyone can look good. So it's a hard one to call. The Gahey thing's difficult now with the money they want, and he's had a stinking season, like Crystal Palace have all round, to be fair. But Khusanov is exciting. Listen, if he's highly rated and everyone's after him for a reason, he's playing in the French league, he's doing well, then yeah, I like it. It looks like a promising signing. I can't really back it to the hill because I can't lie to you and say that I've seen him playing, he's the next best thing, he's the next bloody Sven Botman. That's who he is. Do you know what I mean? He's the next best centre-back in the league. So I can't say that. But it looks promising. He looks talented. If you can get him for that good fee, there's no doubt Eddie Howe, Tyndall, Jones, all the coaches at the club will do a cracking job with him like they have done with Tino, Hall, Joe Linton, Murphy, Gordon. The list goes on. So it's time for Mitchell to step up in January, get some signings in like this, where they might be a little bit unknown, but they are obviously linked with big clubs, so probably not unknown. But they were unknown to me, and let me know if you've ever heard of him, never seen him play. Get him over the line, and then get him in for the future. If you sign him in January, it's decent, because you don't have to rush him in. You've got Botman there coming back, you've got Burns, Shaw. Then in the summer, you want him ready, great pre-season. Next season, you want him starting. Khusanov, Botman, the centre-back pairing for the Mags for the next several years. Will it be? Let us know in the comments below, or suggest some other ones. Who should we sign instead of the players that have been linked in this window? That will do for this video, everyone. I hope you're having a cracking Christmas. Enjoyed your Boxing Day. I'm sure you did after the thrashing of Villa. And we're heading to Old Trafford, who are well and truly in the mud in just a couple of days' time. The 30th we play them. So stay tuned to the channel for plenty of upcoming content. Press that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.